I watch a lot of gaming presentations. It's a fatal flaw of mine, I know, but I tune into pretty much every Nintendo Direct, State of Play, and Xbox Developer Fun Time or whatever. These presentations are advertisements at the end of the day, and are usually disappointing, but I sit my ass down and watch all of it every time. There's just no feeling like seeing a surprise Pikmin 4 Hi-Fi Rush announcement within a sea of farming sims. It's the hope of something incredible coming that keeps me hooked to every word in every trailer. There's a lot of filler in these presentations, and I'm not going to be interested in every game. It's just not realistic to be excited about everything unless you're being paid to be hype. Companies I am for sale, call me, I'll listen. But there's one word that has me immediately tuning out and uninterested in whatever is about to be shown off. Roguelike. Once I hear or see that word, I immediately check out sooner than a Tomodachi Life fan does for any Nintendo Direct game that's not a new Tomodachi Life. Roguelikes are the darling of the gaming industry, especially in the indie scene. Like how all AAA games want to be live services right now, it seems like all indie games want to be roguelikes. You look at the standout indie hits of the past decade, Hades, Slay the Spire, Vampire Survivors, all of them are roguelikes, and I was interested in playing absolutely none of them. The key hallmarks of most roguelikes are the opposite of what I enjoy in video games. Procedurally generated levels, high difficulty, permadeath, having to replay levels all the time, having to beat the game multiple times to experience the real ending. There's nothing wrong with enjoying these elements, but the idea of playing through procedurally generated levels over and over and over and over and over again just doesn't sound fun to me. I know that there's still artistry in procedural generation, but that phrase makes me think of AI bros trying to replace humans with the worst thing you've ever seen. And I only have so much time to play video games each week. Shocking that having a YouTube channel with almost 300 subscribers doesn't pay rent. I play video games as an escape and as a way to relax. I want to see worlds that aren't my own, immerse myself in interesting stories, and hang out with my friends. I don't play video games to get my ass kicked all the time, or else maybe I'd still like Call of Duty. For the most part, hard games just aren't for me, and most roguelikes are hard. Now, this all may sound like I'm just a big baby and I'm bad at video games. Yes, so why have I become hopelessly, utterly addicted to Balatro in the last month? Balatro is a roguelike deck builder. Those are two genres of games that I never or rarely play. The only deck builder I've gotten into is Marvel Snap, and that's mostly because I wanted something to do on the toilet that wasn't playing Mario Kart Tour. Balatro is a full-on dive into roguelikes, and I love it. Balatro starts with a base of poker. You're trying to come up with the best poker hands in order to reach the score minimum. It's pretty easy to pick up, even if you didn't spend days playing Poker Night 2 like I did back in 2014. I love classic card games, even if I suck at them. I find the mix of randomness and skill to be incredibly enjoyable. Generally, the rules are also much more understandable than something like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. It's much more beginner-friendly to play a game of poker or euchre than anything like that. Starting with this base of poker is genius. These card games are built on a lot of the same principles as roguelikes. The randomness in the dealer and the shuffling of cards is a lot like procedurally generating levels. Permadeath or victory are the only options. You can't respawn in between hands. Replaying levels isn't irritating because that's just how card games work. There are very few gameplay loops that I want to play over and over and over again, but Balatro has it. While you use your poker hands to score, Balatro is much more akin to solitaire than Texas Hold'em. You aren't playing against another person. There's no one that's trying to bluff or mess with you. There's no mind games here. It's just you and a cold, unfeeling number that you have to match. When you really break it down, Balatro is a puzzle game. Each score is the finished puzzle, and the cards and jokers are the pieces you use to put it together. You spend most of this game thinking and calculating in a way that's not unsimilar to how people approach something like Sudoku or a jigsaw puzzle. In this metaphor, the Wheel of Fortune tarot card is like the piece that you lose under the couch. The different jokers and binds and decks and tarot cards and planets and all the extra stuff along with the basic cards makes the game even more fun to figure out. It gives the player so many ways, so many options to attack a bind. While it's tempting to chase something easy to see like flushes, especially early on, I've had just as much fun trying out new combinations and playing with randomness as I've had using a quote-unquote meta build and trying to actually win. Watching the numbers go up and solving each blind put me in a flow state that very few games have ever made me feel. I wake up wanting to play Balatro. I spend all day thinking about Balatro. I go to bed dreaming about Balatro. Only The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has captured me like this recently. I am obsessed. And the funny thing is, I suck at this game. I've played about 35 hours of this game before I started writing this, and I've only won like 13 times. I've only unlocked the green stake difficulty. I can't win more than one game in a row for the life of me. I can't help myself from going away from the meta build most of the time. I love randomness too much. There's so much more of this game I have yet to see, and I'm okay with that. This game is already a road trip favorite. It's just as easy to play for 15 minutes as it is for 15 hours. Plane rides will never be the same. I can see myself playing this game forever. When I spent the $15 to buy this on the Nintendo eShop, I didn't think I'd be buying one of my favorite games of all time. I didn't think a roguelike could be that for me. I don't like roguelikes, or at least I didn't. Now that I've played Balatro, my eyes feel open. Maybe I would like Hades or Slay the Spire. Maybe I shouldn't just close myself off to new experiences. Maybe I was so far into my normal gaming bubble that I was scared to take a chance on something I may love. More than just finding a new favorite, Balatro has taught me things about myself, which is such a rare thing for a piece of media to do. It taught me that I shouldn't get stuck in my usual routine, that I should be more open than I have been. And no matter how much time I spend playing them, I still suck at video games.